Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list update videos. Today's date is Monday, March 7th, 2022. So this will have covered the week of February 28th through March 6th of 2022. This is probably going to be a rather short update because there wasn't a whole ton of progress made this past week. I was very busy working with two other people to write the Horizon Zero Dawn, the Horizon Forbidden West trophy guide, the first one that got up for this version of the game, which is awesome. So very happy about that. We got it out first, and I think it came out amazingly. So as for my trophy progress this week, oh wow, I didn't actually remember to sync that up. The first game I worked on, this one came out of absolutely nowhere, didn't it, guys? Well, obviously it didn't, because all of you guys know that I've been talking about this game for many months now. Anyway, it was Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. This is a 4-player co-op shooter, third-person shooter, set around the time of Resident Evil 2 and 3, maybe a little bit after 3. It's a thing, I guess, would be a good way to put it. It's something. I guess that's probably the best way to put it. Not the worst game I've ever played, by any means. Don't get me wrong, it's certainly not the worst game I've ever played. But it's not a very good game, and it's one I would not recommend starting if you haven't already done so. It's fun if you're playing it in co-op and just kind of screwing around and enjoying it, but with some of the trophies, it's just, it can be a little bit out there. So you get a bunch of trophies, well, not a bunch of trophies, but you get all of these trophies just from beating the story. I believe that these 3 trophies are all related to the final mission or something, but I'm not entirely sure. This one, kill an enemy with each weapon type. So that one's not too hard because you have to purchase all the weapons anyway. You have to complete all missions on Professional, which can be a little bit tricky, but it's nothing, too terribly difficult so far. Because currently, me and the guys that are playing it have beaten 3 of the game's 7 missions on Professional. So 3 out of 7 done, and some of them are really long, some of them aren't quite as bad. But we finished 3 of them so far, which is great. The main issue is completing all the missions with an S+ ranking on Veteran or Professional. This is definitely the hardest trophy in the game, and it looks like it either has to be done solo or with just one other partner, because the S+ comes from 4 things. It comes from, I want to say, the number of enemies you killed, the number of times you died, the number of collectibles you picked up, and the amount of time it takes you to beat the mission. So you have to get an S rank on all 4 of those, or I think you have to get an S rank on 3 of them and an A ranking on 1 of them or something. Or actually, I'm not entirely sure what it is. I need to look into that because it's something weird, because we're getting the same letter grade at the end, but then the overall letter grade we get is different. Like for the very first mission, I got 4 S's, but it gave me an A for my overall. Whereas I think Ghost got 4 S's, but he got an S overall, but not an S+, and someone else got 3 S's and an A and ended up with a B or something. It's just weird. It makes no sense whatsoever. I don't really know if they knew what they were doing with it. But anyway, the main things we were doing were the multiplayer trophies, because, once you get the multiplayer, you got the platinum. And you don't have to play the single player or the campaign. I mean, you don't have to play it with other human players. You can play it solo with 3 AI partners. So once you finish all the versus stuff, you are good to go on being able to get the platinum even if the server's shut down. So that is a good thing. You have to get a 10 kill streak in a versus match, which is very easy. If you're boosting, you can boost in private matches, which is awesome. And I think you only need 2 people to start a private match. A few of the trophies are going to require more than just 2 people, but a lot of them can be done with just 2 people. So for this one, 3 G-Virus samples in 1 match. These are only in the biohazard mode, and you just have to collect 3 of the 5 in a single match. There's a different trophy in the DLC related to this that I'll get to in a minute. You have to force 25 enemies to drop the samples, which is very easy. You just kill them while they're holding it, which just means, kill your boosting partner while they're holding it. So these are some of the because some of the trophies do require 5 people, and these are some of them. So for this one, in the Survivors mode, you have to have all 4 players on your team survive the game. Whereas in Heroes mode, you have to eliminate 4 heroes in 1 game. So both of these are going to require you to have 5 people. So do keep that in mind that you are going to need 5 people. It's not, that difficult. I mean, it's not difficult at all to boost. It's just that you need to have 5 people, and there's not a whole lot of people playing this game anymore. You also have to play at least one match in each of the 4 game modes, which is very easy. Then you have by far the most obnoxious multiplayer trophy to complete 98 versus games. I've completed maybe like 10 or so. I mean, there's fairly fast ways you can do it, but it's just, I don't know why they would. Well, I mean, I think I know why they made it the number 98, because I think that was the year of the incident in Raccoon City, but still, it's a very excessive number. It's not difficult because you don't even have to win, you just have to play 98 versus games, which is nice, so you can just trade off wins, and that's kind of nice. But with the loading screens and everything, it's going to take several minutes per match, so this is going to take quite a while, even once we do all the other trophies. So now we have all sorts of miscellaneous trophies. You have to free a teammate from a licker's grapple. I'm not entirely sure the best way to do that. I think you have to, cut the tongue off. 100 zombies with CQC, so close quarters combat is very easy overall, but just kind of time-consuming. Kill 17 hunters, 31 parasites. Those are both various types of enemies within the campaign. You have to kill 50 opponents in versus, which you're going to get while working toward the 98 games played. You have to kill a total of 3 tyrants, which I believe you can actually kill a few of them in the multiplayer, depending on the game mode. But you also have to kill some in the campaign anyway, so that's fine. Get infected 13 times. That one's pretty much unmissable. You're going to get infected sometimes when you just get attacked a few times in a row. The parasite zombies, I'm not entirely sure what those specific zombie types are, but that doesn't seem to be that hard of a trophy. Revive a total of 31 teammates. That's probably going to come naturally, because, I mean, you pretty much have to beat the game at least twice anyway. Heal with 101 green herbs. That's fairly easy, because they're not the most common thing, but I'm sure they'd be easier to farm on a lower difficulty. 13 zombie dogs, that's easy. Purchase 5 weapons, 15 weapons, and all available weapons. Not difficult, just quite grindy. It's going to require quite a few points to get. I believe everything in this game carries over between the campaign and the actual versus multiplayer this time around, so it's sort of like with Aliens Colonial Marines, which is nice, so they kind of share, so whatever XP you get from the multiplayer, you should be able to carry over to the single player. You have to purchase an ability and fully upgrade one, as well as purchase all the abilities for one character class, and fully upgrade all of them, and purchase all the abilities for all character classes, and fully upgrade them. I forgot that there were that many trophies related to it. So basically, you have to purchase and fully upgrade all the abilities for all characters. Again, it's not something that's overly difficult, it's just very time-consuming and very grindy overall. Though I don't think this game is as bad of a grind as some of the Resident Evils, which is kind of nice. Kill 5 enemies while using a zombie as a shield. There's a way to make the zombie a human shield, pretty much. For this one, you have to wait till a teammate gets infected and turns against you, and they turn into a zombie, and then you have to put them down while they turn into a zombie. Kill 103 enemies with incendiary rounds. All these numbers are just, so randomly bizarre. I don't even know why all these numbers are just out. None of these numbers make sense. But 103 enemies with incendiary rounds, that's not too difficult. 5 enemies with a blood frenzy in a single game. I think that's your special ability, which is a fairly easy trophy to get. Then you have to kill 5 players in one multiplayer game with CQC kills, and I believe that there's also one for getting 10 kills in a single game with CQC. Again, easy as long as you boost it in a private match. And then, let's see, just collect 7 raccoons. There are other types of collectibles, but there's 1 raccoon in each mission. I think I found the first 2, but I think I missed the one in the 3rd mission. And then kill an infected teammate with a headshot before they turn into a zombie. So they have to be infected, and then you have to put them down. This one, you might be better off actually boosting in the multiplayer. That one, it might be a little bit easier that way. And then there's also 2 DLCs for this game, but thankfully the DLCs are fairly easy overall. The first expansion, I think, only requires you, for the most part, to complete the 4 DLC missions from Echo 6 Expansion Pack 1, as well as do, a couple of mission-specific trophies, do a mission without killing anyone with a gun, and do a mission with the 3 female characters in your party. So it's nothing all that difficult there, because you can do it on the easiest difficulty, which is great. There is 1 multiplayer trophy in this DLC for getting a kill with the Crucible in the Foundry map in Versus, but again, very easy to boost. And then there's Echo 6 Expansion Pack 2, which is very similar in that you have a lot of trophies that are tied to the campaign, and you have, let's see, I think you have, yeah, you have to do a male characters one in this DLC. You have to complete a mission with no one getting incapacitated, which could be a little bit tougher. Well, then again, you're me on easy, so it's probably not a big deal. You have to destroy 3 super tyrants and 5 tyrants, which is kind of terrifying to think of. And then this is a multiplayer trophy. I don't know if this is a multiplayer trophy as well, because the trophy guide mentions that this one's supposed to be done in multiplayer, but I'm not 100% sure if that's required. Maybe that's just the faster way to get it. Most likely that's what they mean by it, but I could be wrong. So yeah, we've already made fairly good progress with this game, 19% overall, and this was all in one night. And really, it's only the S Plus rankings that are going to be the problem. Like, the rest of it's really not all that terrible. I mean, even professional difficulty isn't too bad, but it's mostly just, you know, doing the S Plus and grinding out the 98 versus games. Which, again, it's not difficult, it just takes a long time. And then we have Horizon Forbidden West. So, actually, what I've been doing with this, as I mentioned in the previous video, is I'm playing the PS4 version specifically, and then auto-popping the PS5 version every few days, so I can get both Platinums around the same time. This is not, obviously, a difficult Platinum, because you can play on the easiest difficulty. I am loving the game, it's a lot of fun. And I'm making decent progress on it, so I'm like a level 18 so far. Then I got a story-related trophy. This is for the 7th mission of the game out of 17 in the main story. Then you have a few more story-related trophies, as well as some side mission trophies, like, yep, or somewhere around here is when you get to the side missions. I want to say that this is the first side mission trophy. Yes, that is, because this is the final story mission. So you get a bunch of story-related trophies. You have a few side mission-related trophies. You don't have to do everything in the game, though, which is nice. You have to override the 6 tall necks, which is not too difficult, though they are more puzzle-like in this game, and there's a lot fewer of them. You have to liberate all of the rebel camps. There's like 6 of these. You have to take all the cauldrons, of which there are 4 in the open world and 2 that you have to get during the story. Then there are the 3 stripes at every hunting ground. Well, actually, you only have to get the quarter stripe mark in all 3 trials at each hunting ground, which is the easiest rank, which is you'd have to try not to get. You have to kill at least one of every acquisition machine, reconnaissance machine, combat machine, and transport machine, with the exception of the tall neck is a recon machine, but you can't actually kill them. You just have to scale one. Then this one is ride 3 different types of machines, specifically, fairly easy. Encounter and focus scan all of them. There are actually 3 that are a problem with this. There are 2 that are completely missable, and there's 1 that's extremely rare and only spawns in certain areas and like certain challenges. And then 2 of them only spawn during the story. So the Glide Interrupted trophy, that might be what I save for last if I don't get it naturally. 2 quests with a flying mount, that's not that difficult. Win 2 different gauntlet runs. Finish a set of salvage contracts. Defeated the outpost leader. That one, I believe, is a series of side quests or something. Discover and complete the three of the relic ruins. You don't have to do all of them. 1 arena challenge set. I think there's 5. You have to do 2 machine strike wins, get a weapon from every class, inflict every elemental state, which some of them aren't until later in the game. Did the melee combos and the stealth kills and the tear-off components already. Making progress on the heavy weapons. I've probably gotten like 3 different ones so far. I've only overridden like 2 kinds of machines, so not a lot of progress made on that. This one is for all of the melee pits, which I've done like 1 of so far. The Valor Surge was already done, the fully upgrading stuff. Fully upgrading clothes is the same way as the weapons. It just, you know, takes a little while to have all the materials to do it. Upgrade each type of pouch once is easy. A weapon with 2 coils is easy. It's mostly, overall, it's a very easy Platinum trophy. It's not even all that time-consuming. And, you know, like I said, it's a really, really fun game. I'm loving it so far. And also, remember, the PS5 version has some trophy tracking, which is really cool. So these stats are probably just a little bit off because I haven't synced up to the PS5 version in a little while. But you have, obviously, your store-related trophies and your side missions. It doesn't actually have a tracker for the tall necks or for some of these other objectives, which is surprising. Yet it has the machine ones. having trackers, which is kind of surprising. I don't know why it's doing it that way. That's just kind of weird. Yeah, that is really, like, odd that it's only for some trophies. But you know what? I'm not going to complain. It is kind of nice just to know that we have this ability to have some kind of a trophy tracking system on the PS5. So, I'm going to sync up my trophies. So, with that, level 771, 54%, 22,772 total trophies, 598 platinums, 3,735 golds, 6,065 silvers, 12,374 bronzes. So, plans for the upcoming week. Now that we're into March, I'm obviously going to be working on Resident Evil, Operation Raccoon City, and Horizon Forbidden West. Those are my two main games to be working on. Obviously, we're going to be prioritizing Resident Evil because it's an old PS3 game, and it requires some multiplayer boosting, so that is going to be our priority for now, at least, probably until we can get it done. Along with that, I'll be playing Horizon whenever I get the chance. I don't know when I'll have the chance to go back to Ghost of Tsushima or COD Vanguard, hopefully sometime in the near future. And then next month, we look maybe at The Division and Battlefield 1943. I know I've mentioned those many times now. Maybe by May, go back to GTA 5, because maybe it won't be quite as full of annoying people, because the PS5 version will be out by then, and they should all have moved on to Troll on the PS5. Black Ops 3 in June, Dead Island Riptide and Division 2 in July, if I haven't started them earlier. Rest of the year, you know, COD Classic, Shadow of the Colossus, the rest of Uncharted 3, Conan Exiles DLC, Outer Worlds Platinum and DLC, a few other old games that I have to do at some point, including some, you know, things that I own copies of but never got started on. So yeah, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Please like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell if you haven't already. I know I didn't get the chance to stream this past week. I was kind of busy this weekend, and I might be kind of busy again this weekend, so I may not get the chance to do a weekend stream, but I'm really going to try to stream possibly on Wednesday if the Gamefly game that I picked up gets here in time, because it'll make for a good stream. It should be an interesting time, and it'll be Platinum number 599, so get us ready for 600. I will say, though, in terms of Platinum 600, I may actually end up saving the game I was going to do for 600 for later, because I kind of want to knock out Resident Evil, because it looks like it's going to be more difficult and time-consuming. Well, maybe not more time-consuming, but a little more difficult than I thought. So it might fit for a better milestone, and then save the other one for 650 or even for 666. It would actually fit very well for 666, so we'll see what happens with that. But that's, you know, a long ways away. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll be back here for some more content later this week.